Podcast City Network.
Hey guys, and welcome to another exciting episode of Final Score, episode 112. That's right, we are geriatric as hell, so, bear with us. We're getting up there, a little creaky, a little rickety. It's all right, though. It all works out. But it's going to be a really great show that we have planned for tonight. But I must welcome my very special guest and a good, close personal friend of mine, Ivan. How are you, bud?
Chris, I'm doing good, man. It's a pleasure to be here. It's a long time coming. We've talked about it for a while, so it's good to finally make it happen, man. Happy to be here.
Oh, yeah, definitely, man. I'm really happy to have you here, and we got a lot of great stuff to cover tonight. But first things first, you got to make sure to follow us on social media at PCN Final Score on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, and Instagram. Go on there and smash those like, follow, and subscribe buttons for us. That way you can get up-to-date content and all the great dope memes that we're always releasing all the time, because there's never a shortage of memes, especially these days, especially when you have family. Oh wait, is it too soon for a Fast and Furious meme?
Wow, we're already how many minutes into the show and we already had a reference to those memes. Wow, I'm shocked.
Well, things happen.
You're calling yourself geriatric, man. You're with it. That was quick.
Yeah,
that was quick.
I get it there every now and then. Do what I can, but also make sure to hit the like and share buttons on this post. That way you can help spread Final Score to the masses and all your friends and family, because, hey, everybody should watch Final Score. Why not? But we're going to
we got good takes.
Yeah, we got good takes, but we're going to talk a little bit of hockey, and the Stanley Cup Finals have wrapped up. The Tampa Bay Lightning taking it 4-1, becoming only the second back-to-back champ in the salary cap era. Were you surprised at all that they were able to get this one, Ivan?
I think the back-to-back was unforeseen. Especially coming off the COVID year like that. Yeah, that was pretty shocking. Especially the team being as healthy. It does help that Kucherov and Stamkos were off for the entire season, and then you have a fresh, the arguably the best two offensive players in the league, coming back for the playoffs full strength when everybody's still tired and beat up from the regular season. Man, I gotta say that tipped the scales a little bit if you look at it that way.
Oh yeah, that, and you look at the great goaltending the Lightning have been able to have, not even all season long, but also in the playoffs, which I think ended up playing a huge role in every series, including this one, because we saw Montreal, who was able to, with their gritty style of play, get down there and score goals, but just weren't able really to do it against the Lightning. What do you think about that?
It's a battle of two titans. You got Vasilevsky and Carey Price. I'm trying to think. The only really radical game there was when the Lightning scored. I'm trying to remember how many goals was it. It was pretty ridiculous, 6 or 7 goals.
Yeah.
Trying to remember exactly, but yeah, except for that game, that lapse for Price. 6-3 and game 3. Other than that, that was really the only bad game of the series. But yeah, I think it was just too much for Carey Price at the end of the day, Chris. It just the balance tips to a healthier, higher seeded team. It's what the rich get richer, and it's easy feasting.
And speaking of rich, the Lightning were $18 million over the cap for the season too, which a lot of people had issues with. But hey, they had a loophole, okay? So they did it legally to be over the cap and still keep it. I don't know. I don't understand how the NHL does this. I kind of hope they close that loophole, but who knows?
It's very odd how that whole thing works. I honestly, the hockey salary cap to me personally is that's off the deep end for me. I'm not too sure how that works because, like you said, I don't know how one of the highest, salary cap teams is over here. They're not paying luxury tax or anything like that. Come on, man, they got to get with the times, right. and I don't know. I just feel like something's up with that. That's just kind of odd that would happen. And then they're winning the Stanley Cup. It's like you said, the rich get richer. It doesn't make sense to me. What's going on there, NHL? Come on.
Yeah, come on, NHL. Let's get on the ball here and make sure things like this aren't happening, because you know that everybody now are going forward are going to say, "Oh, Lightning won because they're 18 million over the cap. They're able to get the people they needed
Right.
because they could just spend money." So
And like I was making the point before the show, I was telling you, Chris, you got to think. I mean, you got Ryan McDonough, you got Victor Hedman, and then you also have some of the best forwards in the NHL on all three lines. I mean, I, you're paying a pretty penny for that. It's not cheap. So it's just odd to me how that they're okay with that, or how that's legally happening and there's no repercussions, so to speak. You know what I mean?
right,
Just
right.
odd.
And I have to agree. I have to agree 100%. But hopefully, like I said earlier, the NHL will find a way to close that loophole so that doesn't happen again. But either way, though, the Tampa Bay Lightning are our Stanley Cup champions. I know there's so many people happy down here in Florida.
Oh, I am. I'm happy, man. And to correct myself, game one was also a blowout, 5-1. But to follow up what you were saying, no, man, I completely agree. It's great. I mean, you also got the Bucks too, winning the championship too, and then you got the back to back like that. It's good times in South Florida. I know that.
Oh yeah, for sure, absolutely. But hats off to Tampa. Maybe we'll see what they have next year. Who really knows? But you also got to make sure to check out all the great things that we have on our content platforms for Final Score, because we're on a buttload of them, including Podbean, Stitcher, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, Bullhorn, Player FM, Listen Notes, YouTube, Spotify, Castbox, Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, Pandora, and Amazon Music. That's right, we're just about everywhere these days. So
I like that.
go on to any of those platforms and search keyword Final Score, one word, and smash that follow button, subscribe buttons. That way you can make sure to get the latest content from Final Score when it goes live. But now it's time to talk a little bit of NBA Finals action. Right now, the Suns lead the series 2-0 against the Milwaukee Bucks. Game 3 going on right now on ABC. And are you at all surprised that the Suns are able to get up 2-0 on the Milwaukee Bucks?
It's wild because a lot of the conversations that I have, it's a lot of me going against the grain. I'm not with Phoenix, so to speak. I'm not hating what Chris Paul's doing. I mean, at this point in his career, it's kind of like it's kind of like the same thing with Nowitzki. You want to send him off the right way, and I'm all for that. And I think Chris Paul is one of the all-time greatest, point guards in the league. But personally, I like Milwaukee, man. I am a little surprised, to answer your question. I see them trading 2 blows apiece, both holding firm, holding, home court advantage. I do see that. So I guess all I can tell you is when we get to game 5 and game 6 is where the rubber meets the road, so to speak. We'll see.
Oh, absolutely.
We'll see what happens there.
Absolutely.
That's exciting.
Oh yeah, for sure. And a quick update on the game with 9.5 seconds left in the second. The Bucks are up 58-45. So that home court advantage looks like it is coming into play. So you might just be right on that one. But taking a look back at some of what we've already had, game 1, the Suns took 118-105. Chris Paul playing absolutely dominant basketball, 32 points, 9 assists, and 4 rebounds. And one thing I know that really stood out to me, and you may or may not know this about me, I'm really big on my free throw shooting, and the Bucks missed a bunch of shots, including free throws, that ultimately could have been the downfall in this game. What do you think about that?
I mean, what was it? Just 45% from the field?
Mm-hmm.
That's horrible. I mean, how are you going to win an NBA championship, let alone close out a team as consistent as the Spurs right now, with the way Chris Paul is playing at the elevated level that he's playing in this playoffs? And the same thing but Giannis is the same thing. Well, I'm trying to remember, was it 42 or 45, something like that?
Mm-hmm.
In the last game, they lost game 2. So it's kind of like a stalemate. I mean, you're going to have guys going off every other night, kind of like, because they got to find a new strategy for Middleton and for Ayton. You know what I mean? They're not going to do the same thing every single night. So they're going to have to feed the ball differently. And I mean, like you said, right now it's 60-45. So it's Milwaukee's putting the pressure on at half right now, or into the half right now. So, yeah, I mean, like I said, it's just going to be interesting to see if the Bucks can hold serve after game 4.
And one thing I did notice too, you mentioned Chris Middleton in game 1. You know, he played pretty decent, was able to get 29 points, 4 assists, 7 rebounds. But in game 2, he only mustered 11 points, and literally the entire Bucks team was put on the back of Giannis. Even though he's been dealing with this little hyperextension that he had suffered in the previous series, still playing through it, but I don't think you're going to be able to have a very balanced attack if you're putting everything on Giannis. So, I mean, once we get through game 3, that might give us maybe a better litmus test of where this team really is in this series. But, you know, like you said, 60-45 is not a bad start right now at halftime. So,
No, not by any means. Yeah, no, it is halftime, and we can see what kind of changes that they make. But I don't know, right now that doesn't seem like a positive outlook for the rest of the game. But it is in Milwaukee. That's not really much to look into. I mean, you got to expect them to win 1 or 2 or both. You got it.
Oh, yeah, for sure. So it'll definitely be interesting, and we'll definitely be able to catch more. And no matter how you look at it, we will have a bunch of guys that are going to be first-time champions no matter what. Because neither one of these teams, the most recent finals appearance by either of these teams was the Suns in 1993, just to give you an idea of how long this has been. So it's real
Kevin
crazy.
Johnson days.
Yeah,
Dan
exactly.
Throwback.
And let's not forget that both these teams are part of a group of 5 teams that are in 50-year or more droughts for a title. So both of these teams very hungry. Both of these franchises wanting it really bad. So I'm sure they're going to scratch and claw their ways as hard as they can to try and win this championship. And I know Devin Booker's been able to turn it up. Chris Paul's been able to turn it up. Giannis still, like you said, he dropped 42 points in game 2. Everybody's trying to bring their A game.
Yeah, no, I completely, I definitely agree. Correct me if I'm wrong. I want to say Devin Booker is actually leading the Suns in the series average for points. I want to say 29 points right now. So average right now. So that's pretty damn important. I mean, next is Chris Paul with 27.5. So that's a pretty damn big deal. I mean, that's not any small feat, especially, because I think that's a name we haven't been saying enough is Devin Booker, in my opinion.
Yeah, I felt like in the last series he had some ups and he had some downs, and then he finally got his shit together and was like, hey, you know what? I remembered how to play basketball, and has been able to ball out in this series so far. Even in game 2, 31 points, 6 assists, 5 rebounds, putting in some very respectable numbers and leading scorers for the Suns. So,
let me bring up. No, I completely agree. I want to actually bring up an interesting stat. So if you look at right now, the difference between the Phoenix Suns and Milwaukee right now, which is a glaring stat, is the only players they have, 4 players in the series right now averaging double-digit points right now. And then you look at the Bucks, 2 players, I want to say. Let me see here.
Should be Giannis and probably Chris Middleton.
Or no. Well, double-digit figures like that, but then you have it's 5, but those are like I don't know. Those are not by players that really put in work. I mean, if you're looking at like the 2 standouts, it's Chris Middleton and Giannis. So one's averaging 31 points and the other is averaging 20. So that's where the offense is coming from. But then again, there lies the problem. You got to spread it out more. You got to get Holiday involved. I haven't seen enough Lopez either when I have watched the games. So that's a problem for me.
That, and you are seeing guys on the Suns side who are really starting to set up, like Payne, for instance. He played lights out too in game 2, really being able to chase down balls and really being able to mix it up with these guys. So it's going to be interesting, man. I'm excited, man. Finals.
I am. It's exciting, man. I mean, one of these teams are going to break the drought. Who are you hoping for, man? I mean, it's a toss up right now, if you ask me.
I think it could go either way. I think this series, no matter what, it's going to go all 7 games. But I think the Phoenix Suns are going to end up being the ones to take it. So my pick are the Suns.
That's a sexy pick. It seems like I feel like I'm with the other side here. The what do you call it? The minority here. I feel like we're going with the Milwaukee pick. That's not a really big, sexy pick. I feel like, damn, I feel naked here, man.
Well, it's okay. Put some clothes on. Everything will be all right. But with Milwaukee, hey, they still got a shot. They still got a great team. It's just if they can get things to going and really take advantage of this home court advantage right now with games 3 and 4 being in Milwaukee, next thing you know, this series is tied back up going back to Phoenix. So anything could happen. But if you want to check out that game, like we said, it is going on now on ABC. Game 4 this Wednesday, July 14th at 9 p.m. also on ABC. So, I mean, we'll see what happens, man. We'll see how those picks age.
Yeah, right.
But you know what always ages well? Good old FinalScore merch, which you can get now at podcastcity.net/shop and get all the latest and greatest that we have to offer. And whether it's a neck gaiter to protect you from COVID-19, a mug for your morning coffee, or a t-shirt just to look cool, we got you covered. Get the latest apparel and gear for your favorite podcast and Podcast City Network by visiting podcastcity.net/shop and checking out the lineup. But there's going to be another lineup that's going to be coming out not too much longer, and that's called the XFL, who are planning on a 2023 return after talks on a partnership with the CFL ended up kind of falling through. Now the XFL, led by good old Dwayne Johnson, is going to try and get the tires kicked and lit for 2023, man. What do you think about that?
Yeah, you know, what's shocking to me is, as you know, I'm also a wrestling fan, is I love all that, and I love that Dwayne Johnson's getting involved. But the thing that's crazy is he even got his ex-wife and Vince McMahon to get on board on that. Well, Vince again, I should say, after the first failure, the first iteration of the XFL, right? Mm-hmm. But no, look, there's a purpose for the league, okay? And you're a football guy, okay?
Oh yeah.
And you're going to agree with what I'm going to say is I do think that it gives another outlet for players to really reach their max potential. I mean, you know, I feel like the pandemic really screwed up a lot of the chances for other leagues. I think there was the USFL was going on, not to veer too much off topic, but COVID and kind of attendance issues and whatnot kind of ruined that league. But no, I
think the AAF.
Yeah, there you go. The AAF as well. I also think that those leagues are absolutely necessary, man, because there's a lot of talents that work their way up from there, man. I mean, some of these guys got to start from somewhere. Like, not every D1 prospect is going to go pro, man. I mean, it's just, or that kind of way. So, right. You know what I mean? Everybody's path is different. I mean, some guys make it from the AFL, some guys make it through just getting off the street, going to the combines and stuff like that. But in my opinion, I mean, the XFL is good, man. I never thought it was. I mean, I think some of the gimmicky crap they were doing back in the day, like starting from each goal line, running to the 50 to get, like, that's crazy. Don't kill people, okay?
Yes, let's not do that.
You know, we want to keep people safe. But I mean, I personally think, Chris, that it's good. I think it's good for it's good for the NFL. It's good for the other leagues. I'm not sure if the USFL is on hold, but I think all these little minor leagues are good for the NFL. It's just more places for D1 talent to go when they don't go to the NFL. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And, you know, it's funny you brought up the scrum they used to have for the kickoffs. I bet you all of them running out there being like, "I'm a man. I'm 40." So, you know, it's, you know, you got to do what you can. But still, when you look at it, but the league, the XFL, I should say, ended up having their agreements or formal arrangements that they were trying to come up with the CFL completely fell through. It was a mutual decision. And this is all on the heels of the CFL canceling its season for 2020 and after failing to secure $30 million in aid from the Canadian government. The Canadian government's been very stringent with a lot of the sports leagues. So it's been a crazy time. Vince McMahon ended up having to sell his iteration of the XFL, like you said, to Danny Garcia, Dwayne Johnson's ex-wife, and the Redbird Capital Partners, which include a few pundits in the background some people don't know about. But they paid $15 million for the whole entire league, which I thought was that's a steal.
That's pretty cheap.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I don't even know how that's highway robbery, man. Like, how 15 million? I mean,
well,
I mean, for us that's a lot, but for them, that's I mean,
Well,
you know,
some stuff with this too, though, that people don't realize is that there actually is a lawsuit from WWE right now, a class action lawsuit with stockholders because of Vince McMahon buying the XFL using Alpha Entertainment and all this, and thinking that they got devalued and all this. So
that is ridiculous.
It's a whole thing, man. It's a whole thing.
Honestly, you're making me want to have to, after the show tonight, I might have to research that, because that to me is interesting. Anything with Vince McMahon, it's always dramatic and over the top, especially with the legal team that he has. So.
Oh yeah, most definitely. You know how Vince is, man. He's just gonna come out there and just piss people off. It's what he's good at. You know, have everybody sitting around just saying, "I'm pissed now." So you know, it's just is what it is, man. Just is what it is. But you know, but his money levels,
it's over 9,000.
So you can't really, argue with it.
Maybe over 10,000.
Maybe even over 10. Oh, no lies there, man. But it'll be awesome to see the XFL return. I know there's still plans of trying to farm league it, which I think, like you said earlier, a lot of these leagues are necessary. Like Kurt Warner, for instance. Kurt Warner was a guy who came through the CFL, played a little arena ball too, and he ended up playing in the Super Bowl multiple times, won a Super Bowl. Hall of Famer. So they can come from anywhere.
Exactly. Every path. I mean, look, juxtaposed to the Sam Bradfords of the world, man. You know what I'm saying? What did that do for anybody? It's the same damn path as, like, if I were to go in the NFL and try out, what did that guy do? He didn't do anything. Just saying, like, I would have been just as successful as Johnny Manziel. I mean, shit. Just saying.
Just saying.
I'm just saying. But let me play a year. I'll get at least half the same stats. So that's my point. I mean, you need feeder leagues, man. Yep. I mean, I'm not trying to veer too much off topic, Chris, but look at soccer.
Go ahead, man.
Why is soccer not dying? Why is soccer not dying, Chris? I'm going to tell you why. Because when the Manchester freaking Uniteds have kids in their soccer system, Chris, like junior leagues, youth development leagues, when you're a teenager. It is. It's crazy. You're breeding these children, man. Why are we not doing that here? Why are we not doing that? Why are we not making a feeder system it's too messed up with, and it's going to allude to the next point with the NIL licensing. This whole thing is just whack. They have not found a way to master it. I think the soccer style is good. You have Manchester United building. Then you have the youth 20 leagues, and then there you go. You play for the real team. Like, I'm not a guy that knows that much about Premier League and those development systems, but from a rudimentary, like, person's, like, outside looking in, that's how it is, man. Okay, so people out there, don't crucify me, but I'm pretty sure for any soccer fans that are listening or whatever, you know what I'm talking about. It's just well said, or well set up, and just well done. I'm telling you, look into that, Chris. You'll be shocked, because I was shocked. I was like, what the hell?
Absolutely.
They're like taking them from their families. Like, well, what are you doing? They got to go to school and shit, man. Like, it's not all about soccer, man. Literally, it's crazy, man. Nah, I know I'm joking a little bit, but it is crazy.
It is. Crazy. It really is. When you look at the reach, too, that soccer has, and just how involved it is, how much money rolls through it. It's the same kind of thing. And the same thing could be happening with football. But, we're stuck with high school, college, and pro, and that's it.
That's it. And that's the thing is, like, I don't mind that, but there's got to be – and see, here's where that makes sense, Chris, is don't necessarily – like, here you go, man. So let's say I'm a Florida Gators, like, I'm trying to build some kind of feeder system. The way that you would do it, in my opinion, would be freaking brilliant, is instead of Pop Warner, instead of high school, this, that, and the other. I mean, obviously not like – you're obviously just not going to go like this, but this is just loosely based. I'm not, this is just for shits and giggles. This is nothing serious here, obviously, but no, they would just find a way to kind of integrate, like, okay, here's a system where, we teach the kids here, and there's always the head coach like Dan Mullen making appearances, making himself known, blah, blah, blah. He may not be the coach forever, but these kids don't feel like they feel right now, like, oh, I'm too important for Mississippi State's head coaches. I want Nick Saban, this, that, the other. No, you should deal with what you're given, man.
Mm-hmm.
So if like someone notices you and you're in this program, you're in the program, dude. That's the problem here. Is there's too much wishy-washy shit. Someone going this way. Even now with the transfer rule, it's too much, man. I'm not trying. I know I'm touching on a lot of things, Chris, but like this is like kind of my bread and butter, man. And I could talk about this for days because I just feel like the way the system is right now, it's stupid. And now it's getting even, the madness is about to ensue with everybody making money, man. Like with NIL, like this is crazy. I mean, we're touching, our next topic, dude. I mean, it's insane to me. I know I'm on a roll right now, but I'm telling you, like this has got me fueled up because I just feel like it's crazy. Like you want to do this NIL policy stuff, right? Well, I mean, it also goes hand in hand with like, I mean, dude, there's just so much. Like my brain is overloaded with the possibilities, Chris.
Well, let me pause you right there real quick so we can talk about Podcast City Network and all the great things they have to offer. Because FinalScore is a proud member of Podcast City Network, which has over 20 independent podcast members across all genres of podcasting. And you can find Podcast City Network on all major social media outlets, including Facebook at facebook.com/Podcast City Network, Twitter at Podcast City Net, on Instagram at Podcast City Net, and on YouTube by searching keyword Podcast City Network. And of course, you can't forget the website, podcastcity.net. But since we're already touching on it and you're already on a roll, we're jumping right into NIL, man.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, you're good, man. No worries. No worries. Because the name, image, and likeness FAQ is out, what the rule changes mean for all the schools, the athletes, the parents, everybody, man. And a lot of people didn't know what to expect when the NCAA said, you know what? We're just going to allow it. There it is. And everybody was taken aback when that came out this past Thursday. I guess it was 2 Thursdays ago now. But it's crazy now when you're looking at guys from all different schools already jumping on the bandwagon. Mackenzie Milton actually was one of the very first to sign with an actual endorsement, I think, for a lawn care company of some kind, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it's funny. It's pretty ridiculous because to add to that, I'm a Gator fan, so Gervon Dexter got an NAIL deal, the first one actually for the Gators. It was like the Hugs Moving Company or something.
Oh, yeah.
Like, oh my God. You know what I mean? I'm like, what is this? This is ridiculous.
Man,
we're sponsoring these
practice.
Thank you, Alan. Thank you. Really.
But everything with NIL is crazy, or dare I say,
this is madness.
Because it's really just going to be, I feel like, a dead heat where these schools are going to be able to use their platforms to not only attract these stars, but be like, hey, we rub elbows with, say, Nike a little bit better than this school does. And you might be able to get more out of an endorsement if you come to our school versus that school. And you're going to start seeing NIL being used and weaponized in recruiting. And I think that's the one thing a lot of people are kind of losing face with. Now, I absolutely agree that all athletes should be able to make money off their name, image, and likeness no matter what. Because obviously we saw a lot of this come on the heels of the Ed O'Bannon lawsuit, which ended up losing our glorious and beautiful NCAA college football, which it's one of the worst days of my life. I still have 13 and 14.
Yeah, I still play 14, man. If you ever want to hit me up, we can roll, man. I spread option God over here, bro. We'll do it 250 in the air, 250 on the ground, baby, just like Urban Meyer style, dude. We'll do it up. I'll slice you up in 14. No, but all jokes aside, man, I cannot wait for next year's summer of next year, guys. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you need to know what the hell I'm talking about. And that is NCAA football 22 is coming out in the summer of next year. So, and it's confirmed that most of the NIL licensed teams are going to be in there. And I was actually going to say this and piss you off a little bit. I'm sorry. I don't think Notre Dame is going to be in that game.
Yeah. Yeah, they said they didn't want to be in any kind of video game or anything until everything was decided on Capitol Hill, which there is already legislation in the works. So it could happen, and it damn well better happen, because if I can't play as the Irish, I'm going to be pissed off. You know,
That's like one of the most prestigious programs in history,
yeah.
man.
Oh yeah, I'll sit there saying
I'm pissed now.
so.
I would too. Hell yeah.
Oh, that's like saying the Gators aren't going to be in the game, man. Like, crazy.
Yeah, I would cry. That's just. Ugh, yeah.
Oh, I know what you mean, man. But looking a little bit at this, it's crazy because the one thing I've seen in all the headlines, especially the ones that we even have on our outline, that really stood out to me was Dan Lambert planning to pay literally $500 a month endorsement deal for every Miami Hurricanes football player that is on scholarship. Literally $500 a month.
Yeah, I did see that, and I was actually going to add what's crazy to me is that's also something else I read. Also, one of the headlines is some players are going to try and like buy their friends a scholarship. Think about that.
Mm-hmm.
Think about that. Oh, what are schools going to do on the recruiting front, Chris? Hey, so I saw we can hook you up with this NIL budget, right? And we could also get your friends to come to school too, because you can afford to bring them with you. So what kind of package deals are you going to get? What kind of gimmicky nonsense is going to occur from this? Like, there's just the possibilities, honestly, as corny as it sounds, the possibilities are endless for these kids now. I mean,
oh, it is.
You could go from major companies to punks that move vans or something, or move trash, or whatever the hell that company is. A local Gainesville based moving company can literally sponsor you. It's like, what the hell? It's like Waste Management. We're going to give you $1,000 a month. Like, what the hell is that?
Oh man, it's totally crazy. And a quick shout out to our viewers in the chat. Jimmy saying they'll get patched in. Of course they will. They'll always get patched in. But it's one thing I look at this too is you're going to see, I think, an increase in boosters that are going to start coming out of the woodworks. Yeah, trying to attract everybody, throwing money at it, and they'll find some loophole roundabout way to be like, oh, well, I have this shell company that is endorsing athletes now, and use it as a way to funnel money. Now, that side of it could get like really
Texas.
messy.
It's going to get messy, Chris, because the legal battles that are going to ensue from this, it's going to be so dirty. Where is this money coming from some of these bigger programs? It has nothing to do with some of these smaller, but I'm talking about the big time, like Texas and all their boosters. What's going to happen when those guys get their hands on, like you said, these shell companies, and they're like, hey, we're going to give this guy X amount of money. What are you going to do then? There's no limitations to that. Yeah. I mean, I haven't seen any. I haven't seen any. So are there limitations to how much a player can make?
So monetarily, no, there is no limitations. And that's the crazy part to it. But the only limitations they were supposedly going to have in place were obviously you can't be sponsored by like Bang Bros or something. You know what I mean? So
damn, sorry, X videos.
Sorry,
get that.
Sorry, X videos. But it's crazy to me because they're really, with the NCAA taking this action before legislation could actually be passed on Capitol Hill, it's literally the OK Corral. It is the Wild West out there right now.
Right now, yeah. And isn't it wild that kind of crap is happening right now in 2021? Like, what the hell, man? Like right now, I can't fathom that. Like to be a college athlete right now, having people call your phone, sending you DMs and all types of shit from who knows where, from local marketing to big company, corporate freaking sponsors. I mean, I'm really interested to see what's going to happen when this gets settled in and some of the bigger players get involved, because like you said, there's no limitations to this. Like, what the hell are we doing here? Seriously, what are we doing?
Absolutely.
So you release this licensing, and with no proper, I guess affidavits or all kinds of limitations or whatever the hell it is. Guidelines, yeah, like stuff like that. No paperwork is what I'm trying to say. So it's a very just fishy situation, man. And I would hate to be any of these guys in the NCAA, board office, front office, whatever the hell that is, that makes these decisions, because, man, And once again, not I mean, you as well as you know, as well as I do, is there's a certain amount of people that have to vote to pass this.
Mm-hmm.
So what kind of Kool-Aid is being spread is really what I'm wondering, man. Is what's really happening behind the scenes.
And what's interesting you say about the Kool-Aid, because one thing that our good friend Jimmy in the chat just said, there's so much possibility to exploit some of these kids that don't know the value of money yet. And that's the thing. Absolutely. What they're going to see is dollar signs and be like, yes. But
and their parents.
Mm-hmm.
And their parents. You got coaches that are going to put parents in their back pocket. I mean, you're going to go behind the. This is how dirty it is. I'm not saying, but I mean, come on, Chris. You play football. I play football. We hear the stories. We know the truth of how shit is. Mm-hmm. So my point is, someone's just going to get into the ears of the right people to get Michael Miller to sign a letter of intent to Miami. Okay, I mean, it just happens, man. I mean, this is. I don't know if they're trying to do this to give a smaller market football teams like Western Michigan and those kind of smaller whack teams and things like that, like more of a fighting chance against these juggernauts. But dude, it's just not good. I don't like it. I don't think it's good for football.
And on the football side of it too, you got to think that these smaller schools aren't going to be able to stack up. Like if you have Appalachian State versus Alabama, and you know if you go to Alabama, you're going to end up having a much better time trying to get endorsement deals. Why would you ever even consider Appalachian State? You know what I mean? And that's a very successful program. So
it is.
You're going to see recruiting. It's going to start just shoving these guys to the top. It's not going to be about, oh, I want to go to my favorite school, or, oh, we grew up fancy. It's like, no, Nike said they're going to give me an extra $20K if I go to Alabama versus Appalachian State. I'm going over to freaking Alabama. So, you know, what the fuck do we do with that? You know what I mean? So,
right. And that's my thing is the rich get richer. I mean, I think it's fair to say once Nick Saban moves on and whatever lucky bastard gets that fucking Alabama head coaching job, that's going to be insane to see what happens then. Like what? Because the thing is, it's all behind the scenes. I mean, I don't even think the coaches are going to have any say in that. It's going to be all athletic directors, and there's going to be people paid on the university staff, on the what do you call it? Like the athletic director is going to have people for these positions, man. Mm-hmm. I mean, you got to have a department for this, man. Because if you don't know the rules to this, you're going to get exploited. Other teams are going to get the jump on you. Dude, to be honest, the fact that we're having this conversation, my brother's a lawyer. I almost want to ask him, like, dude, look into this for me and let me know what you think, because this is pretty damn dirty.
Oh, yeah, definitely. If you ask him that, you let me know what he says, because I'd definitely be interested to see what the lawyer side of things would say about this, because this is going to get crazy. Like we mentioned earlier, it's going to get really, really messy before we have that legislation finally pass. So
exactly.
I don't know. And Capitol Hill's already having enough issues when it comes to COVID and everything with the
they got enough shit on their plate right now.
Yeah, there's so much going on.
The last thing, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, it should be, but you know, who knows? Maybe they'll move it up on the board now that this has happened. So I don't know, a lot of crazy things that could happen with it. And we'll definitely bring more to you here on Final Score once more news breaks or we have more developments. Definitely going to be very interesting moving forward, especially once we get into the college football season. And like you said, next summer, that's going to be a big litmus test of this. So we'll definitely have more come then. But you also got to make sure to check out City Limits Tap Room, located in beautiful D-Land, Florida, at 2620 North Woodland Boulevard. A lot of great stuff going on over there. Great venue. A lot of great events they always have going on. And of course, they also made word that the City Limits Tap Room will be moving to a new location just up the road from the current location. Just found out about that not too long ago. So definitely keep word on once we have the address, and we'll update everything, let everybody know where it's at. But I've already know where the new venue is. It's really nice. It's got ample space, and definitely going to still be able to have live music and all the great events that City Limits has. But they also have a bunch of great specials every single day, including Monday with all-day $6 wing baskets and $5 pictures of Yingling, Landshark, and Busch Light. Tuesday's Guys Night with half off all wells and drafts from 7 p.m. to close. Wednesday, all-day $5 pictures of the posted beer from 2 p.m. to close, and $2 seltzers at the outside bar. Thursday's Ladies Night with $1 wines, wells, and drafts from 7 p.m. to close. Friday, karaoke with Al from 7 p.m. to close. Al, good friends of the network. And of course, Sunday, $13 domestic buckets and $16 import and craft buckets all day long. So definitely make sure to go check out City Limits Tap Room in beautiful D-Land, Florida. But that does bring us to our next segment, which is the good old meme madness. Now, Ivan, I know you haven't been here for a meme madness before, but we love our memes so much that we post the memes that we post usually throughout the week on the show. So it's going to be a lot of great fun, a lot of funny memes, including this one, which no matter who wins the finals, every player on the winning team will be receiving their first ring, and you love to see it. Everyone liked that.
I do.
Always a good
man.
one.
Yeah.
Always a
It's
good one.
yeah, I cannot wait till game 7 or 6 of the NBA finals and to kind of send you a message like, hey man, here we are.
Yeah, it's gonna be great, man.
Chris Paul or
well, it's funny mentioning Chris Paul is that, you know, he had the chance of joining a super team to get to the NBA finals, but decided leading a young team all the way to the NBA finals was the better choice. Oh, great meme.
yeah,
there.
go figure.
Oh, man. But our next one, when it's summer and these annoying creatures start showing up again, flies, mosquitoes, Dallas Cowboys fans. Oops. Did I say that? Oh, no. I did say that because I mean every word of it. Fly, Eagles, fly, baby.
Wow, got him.
Got him. But when you hear the word... Go ahead, bud.
Oh no, I was just gonna say. See, I'm the most neutral NFL guy, so like I don't have a team, so it's like I never get like any hatred from anyone. So it's like, oh, thank God.
Makes
I
it
don't
easy.
get those those little sick Eagle burns or Washington football team burns.
Well, then it should be very easy probably for you to answer this next question. When you hear the word overrated, who's the first player that comes to mind?
Oof. Were we talking about NFL?
NFL.
Oh my God. I mean, Jared Goff is the first person that jumps to mind. And I say Jared Goff is because I drafted him like a moron in my fantasy league. 2 of the last 3 years, Chris. Okay.
Oh,
last year being,
man.
thank God I got rid of him. Okay. I'm going to tell you, he is most without a shadow of a doubt. It's a tie between him, Matt Ryan, or Cam Newton right now. He's so terrible. It's sad.
Yeah.
It's like that, dude.
I'd have to say probably Cam Newton or Le'Veon Bell right now. I would say, you know, Le'Veon Bell's talked a lot of smack after he left the Jets, and he's done nothing but been a backup. So, you know, just saying.
Le'Veon, you want to hear another funny fantasy joke? It's funny. You're on a roll right now. You're naming another guy who has derailed my fantasy dreams for a year. I drafted him #1 pick. I was like, oh, it's okay. He's going to make it through this whole holdout thing. And no, he did not. I got stuck drafting his backup, which was the worst thing ever. And I had one of the worst fantasy years of my life.
It's okay. It's not as bad as the year that Adrian Peterson took the knees out from under me. Ha ha.
Oof.
Oof.
That's a good one. I like that one for both parties.
For both parties. But looking at our next meme, I love how the Packers front office is in shambles. Meanwhile, Aaron Rodgers is just vibing. Because if you don't know, he's already hosted Jeopardy. Oh, he won the match against Tom Brady and Phil Mickelson. Or not Phil Mickelson.
Yeah.
It was...
His trend is on the way up right now.
Yeah, it is. It you know, with everything going on in Green Bay, they've been signing quarterbacks left and right. And I don't know, man. It's going to be interesting to see when we get to the season. Do you think Aaron Rodgers ends up playing?
This year, absolutely. I mean, what are you gonna do? Not play Aaron? You're not gonna play this year, Mr. Rodgers. You're just gonna sit out like a crybaby. Come on, dude. You gotta play. I think it's ridiculous right now how the players have so much pull. I'm not mad, but look, you're an old school guy like I am, man. coaches don't control the game like they once used to, man. At least a professional game, right?
That's true.
I'm just gonna say that I don't like the shit that he's pulling right now. I don't think a lot of people in the league like it. I don't think you like it. I don't like it. And I like Aaron Rodgers, man. He's a friend of some of my favorite podcast guys. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I like him, but do I like what he's doing right now? No, it's just unnecessary in the sense of like, come on, dude, you're really hurting Green Bay. Oh my God, they drafted a quarterback. Come on. So what?
Yeah,
get over it.
Yeah, get over it. He's just there as insurance policy. But
literally, what's wrong?
Yeah, exactly. But talking about Tampa Bay sports, Tampa went nearly 2 decades without winning a pro sports title. Then Tom Brady came to town. Then the Lightning win the Stanley Cup. The Rays make the World Series. The Bucks win the Super Bowl. And then the Lightning win the Stanley Cup again. Tom Brady effect?
Man, that's tough. I mean, I can't give you the Lightning because I know for a fact that team was badass regardless before Tom Brady got there. But I will say, but see, I can't say no because it's like they could have been fueled by that miraculous Buccaneer run. You know, maybe Brady's hanging out with Kucherov and Stamkos and all them point. You know, I don't know. Maybe who knows what's going on down there. But all I can tell you is there's something in the water in Tampa, and I know I want to be a grief eater and act like, you know, oh, it's okay, it's not that or whatever. Let's not blame this. No, dude, Tampa's just got something in it right now, man. Like they got it going on right now. I mean, hell, it's good for people in South Florida right now. That's all I can say.
Yeah, definitely is. Definitely is. But the NFL is planning to allow throwback alternate helmets.
I like that.
Yep. And the Washington football team standing there just like, oof.
Oof, indeed. What are they going to do? There's no throwback. I mean, what do you... yeah. I
mean, it's not like you're going to slap anything with the Redskins name or monikers on there, so...
I mean, they could just do if they want to take one for the team, just do the Caucasians. Like, you ever seen that T-shirt?
Yeah.
Do that. I don't know. Make it right, I guess. I don't know, man. But that is the $1 million question: is what are they going to do? That's what I want to see. What if they let them get away with that?
Oh man,
we'd go back to the Redskins for a week.
Oh my gosh, that would be crazy.
That'd be horrible. Oh my God.
But looking at our next one, the Buffalo Bills looking at the Giants and Jets right now saying, look at me. This is my state now.
It's true.
It's so true. And I'm not going to lie, I'd rather prefer that than the Giants ever be good again. I hope the Giants go 0-16 every season from here on out. Just saying, no, I'm not salty.
Yeah, I'm not a big Giants fan. I mean, we're going to see what happens with them when Saquon comes back. But no, the Giants suck, dude. Growing up in New York, it's like you really hate life. You're forced to like the Yankees by default. Think about it.
I mean, there's always the
Mets suck. The Mets, once again, the Mets suck.
That's true.
The Jets, the Giants, every New York Red Bulls, the whole just blow the damn sports teams in New York. Just start over, man. They're all terrible.
Hey, at least the Knicks came back and looked kind of like a team until they got ousted in the playoffs.
Don't even.
Yeah,
Trae Young decimated them. That series was served up on a platter for that kid to make himself a superstar.
Oh yeah,
right now.
Absolutely.
I mean, look how freaking ridiculous the crowd of New York City is. They won one game, Chris. One game, and you would have thought they won the Stanley Cup Finals, man, or something like that, the NBA Finals or something. The reason why you're like, oh, why did he say the Stanley Cup? I said that because the celebration wasn't as max level, you know. So we're gonna take it to the Stanley Cup level. I think the celebration was warranted for that level, but no, I think it's crazy as hell that that they celebrated over one game like that. That's sickening. They deserve to not win another game in that series. Thank God Trae Young just ended their lives.
Oh yeah, you ain't lying. But our last meme on deck, when you realize this is the last month without NFL football until March of 2022. That is a glorious thing to hear.
That is a glorious thing to hear. I honestly, I cannot wait. I cannot wait for football to come back.
I can't either, man. I'm dying for football. But that was Meme Madness. Thank you guys so much for joining the Meme Madness. And if you have any memes that you'd like to see, definitely post them up on the Facebook page or send them to us directly through our social media. We love the memes, so definitely send them. Just like you can go ahead and send over some info if you wanted to start a podcast, just contact Podcast City Network. Because have you always wanted to start a podcast but didn't know how? Do you already have a podcast but don't know how to grow it? Are you trying to find ways to make your podcast profitable? You can learn to do it here at Podcast City Network. We offer consulting services and tutorial classes to help with learning to better expand your knowledge and to grow your show. And we also give access to our network of shows to help with cross-promotion, guests, and overall reach, while also becoming a part of an ever-expanding PCN community based on people helping people. And the best part is, no membership fee. So what are you waiting for? Go to podcastcity.net/join now and join the fastest growing independent podcast network around, Podcast City Network, which if we're talking about joining the network, that means it's now time for the good old give or go. And we got two good ones this week, starting off first with quarterback Trevor Lawrence signing his $36.8 million rookie contract with the Jacksonville Jaguars, with roughly, if I'm not mistaken, $24 million of that is guaranteed. So, man, rookie's getting paid, man. What do you think about that?
I mean, honestly, I think they should have gave him a little more with the nonsense he's going to have to deal with in Jacksonville with the Tebow show. I personally think that. I mean, Chris, it's going to be quite the spectacle this year in Jacksonville, in Duval. Okay,
Duval.
I think exactly. I think it's gonna be wild, man. I want to see a good Jacksonville team. We need to get some good NFL football in Florida. It's been so long, man. I really just want to see one team in Florida do well, so I can be like, damn.
Outside of the Bucks,
I know. Right? Oh, well, my bad. How could I forget Tampa? Outside of Tampa, I mean, like Jacksonville and Miami are freaking horrendous. Yeah. Look, that's how bad that Tampa was before Brady, that I still can't believe that Tampa won the Super Bowl last year. I'm serious. That's how like, I'm serious. I had to go, oh my God, you're right. They did win. But no, all jokes aside, I think Miami, they're due for a break, dude. I mean, they need help. Tua needs to do something. We need something more in Florida. Jacksonville needs to get lucky. But anyway, not veering too much off topic. I think Jacksonville needed to pay Trevor Lawrence more, to be honest, dude. I'm going to go on that one, or give it. Yeah, I'm going to give it away or whatever. I don't like that. I just don't like it personally. I think they should have paid him more, and he should have demanded more, because I'm going to be honest with you. If he does not survive in Jacksonville, he's never going to make it anywhere again, right? That's what happens to those quarterbacks. Yeah,
he'll probably have a blown out ACL or two, so.
And that's going to be it. I don't foresee him. Look, I'm not trying to wish bad on this guy.
No,
come on, man. How many first pick quarterbacks really go on to do amazing things, man? I mean, let's be honest. I mean, okay, Phillip Rivers did all right, like first pick guys. You just don't really see it like really pan out, dude.
No, you really don't. You don't. I mean, the last one I really can remember, I think that was any good. Didn't even go first overall. His name was Peyton Manning. He went second overall behind who? Ryan Leaf. And we know how that ended.
I wish we had you get a soundbite from when he yelled at that guy. Like, well, what did he say? He was like,
oh my gosh, I can't even remember.
Epic meltdown. It was hilarious. He was like, get out of my face, okay? Like, I'm just trying. Like, I don't know. He just had an epic meltdown. And it's funny how some people just cannot survive the pressure.
Are you saying he went out there and was like,
but they are who we thought they were, and we let them off the hook?
Exactly.
Oh, I mean, but that brings us to our next topic. The agent for wide receiver N'Keal Harry is requesting a trade by the New England Patriots. Are you surprised by this?
I am, considering the fact that he is not even the third option in that Patriots offense, let alone, I mean, I wouldn't even say the fourth option, considering the fact that he's I mean, the way
Only
that
two
they spread
seasons
the
in.
ball around.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, how can you demand a trade if you're not even any, you have no reps on that offense, man. Take what you're given and move on. I mean, from what I've seen him play, because I mean, we're all fantasy stat watching and all that, and we get blessed with watching these terrible live region coverage games where the Miami Dolphins are getting their ass kicked by the Patriots all the time. Actually, I'm probably wrong on that. But no, I just don't think Harry has a leg to stand on, dude. I think that's ridiculous. How about you get like another 2 years in, make some plays, get some trust from Belichick and those guys and McDaniels, and then try to move or do something. But you're not even worth a third round draft pick. Then what the hell's the point?
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that this has happened too. Like you said, man, you haven't really gotten any reps. You're not even top option. So, that, and I would think with them bringing in Mac Jones from Alabama, who is going to be competing with Cam Newton for the starting spot, that you might want to try and stick around and see what happens, because Mac Jones is being heralded as one of the next great quarterbacks. So why not try and stick it out, man? Why request a trade?
I honestly think that he's going to crash and burn. I'm not trying to be negative, but Mac Jones is just a system guy. I'm not sold on Mac Jones. I wasn't sold on him at Alabama. I mean, it's just a guy who got lucky and got into, like, dude, come on. You got what was the guy from the guy from Alabama? What's his face? It's Tua, okay? Then you had the guy that was in front of Jalen Hurts. That's a damn name. So you got those two guys. And every damn badass that was ahead of, every legendary quarterback that was ahead of him at Alabama, eventually those guys go to the draft, right? So what's left? Mac Jones. So who the hell thought that drafting him in the first 2 to 3 rounds was a good idea?
Well, but you got to think about it. The Patriots have like the ultimate system when it comes to literally you can plug any quarterback in. They plugged Matt Castle in there and made it work. So you can plug him in and make it work. You can make anybody make it work. Well, I mean, except for Cam Newton.
Yeah, exactly. Poor Cam. Poor Cam. That guy. It was over before it even started. When he signed that contract for the Patriots a couple of years ago or whatever, I laughed. I'm like, oh, well, that's it for you, man. But to add to the N'Keal Harry numbers thing, so we all know we're not just talking out of our asses here. If you really want to know what this guy's worth is, let me tell you right now, okay? This guy in 2 seasons has 21 receptions for 414 yards and 4 touchdowns with a lost fumble. So, what do you do with that?
Just saying.
What do you do with that?
Exactly. Like, how are you going to try and demand anything? So, I don't know. We'll see how it ends up working out. But that does bring us to the end of Give or Go. And that does also mean that we got to talk a little bit about PodChaser, because Apple Podcasts is no longer the only credible place to find, rate, and review podcasts. You can go on there and follow creators, browse every podcast ever, and rate and review episodes for all your favorite podcasts. And you can find FinalScore on there. So all you have to do is go to podchaser.com and search keyword FinalScore, one word, follow, rate, and review us. And we got a lot of great stuff on there, so definitely make sure to go check it out. That does bring us to the week ahead, and still have the NBA playoffs going on with the NBA Finals. Suns currently playing the Milwaukee Bucks in Milwaukee. See if we can get a quick score update on that real quick, because right now, of course, everything has to load slow when I start talking about stuff like that, right? But right now, the Bucks are leading 93-76 with 30 seconds left in the third. So Bucks starting to get a little bit of a handle on this at home. So maybe that home court advantage really did come into play in this one.
Yeah, I think that 15-point cushion, I mean, they never looked back. I mean, it's the end of the third, and it's still looking that way. So it looks like they're firm onto that lead. It looks like they're going to go and get the win there. But Giannis having another good night. I mean, what do you expect? I mean, he's the MVP, Chris. I think he's phenomenal, and I think just to support what we're saying here, so we're not looking like a bunch of maniacs. Yeah, exactly. Right now, Ayton for the Suns, though, 18 points. That guy continues to just shred them. He's having a hell of a playoff right now.
Oh, yeah. Giannis with 34 points, 12 rebounds, and 6 assists. He's killing it, looks like, tonight, and they still have a whole nother quarter. End of the third, officially 98-76. So the Bucks starting to kind of pull away with this one, now up 22 points. Man, that's crazy. Absolutely crazy.
That is crazy, especially 34 points. Good Lord. I mean, who else is playing right now? Is it just Giannis?
I know they've been rotating him out, but I think Middleton is playing tonight too. I haven't been able to see his stats yet, but
no, Holiday has 19, Middleton has 15. They're playing well. The scorers are scoring. They're doing what they need to do. It's just Phoenix isn't doing enough on the defensive side right now to slow them down. They just haven't since the beginning of the game. It's going to be interesting to see if they can maintain that.
And what's surprising is that Chris Paul only has 13 points in this game. They've been able really to bottle him up. And
9 assists isn't bad, though.
Yeah, 9 assists, definitely not bad, but they definitely need a little bit more if they want to try and stick in this at all. Down this point at 22 points, I think this one's pretty much over, honestly, even though there's a whole nother quarter. Unless Giannis gets injured again, I don't think that the Suns are getting back in this one. Yeah,
no, I don't. Yeah, like you were saying, that 20-plus point lead on top of the it's just been 15 points from the jump since I checked the score, and then now it's like 22 point. I'm just like, this is looking pretty damn ugly. I don't. But yeah, no, it's going to be interesting to see how the rest of the series shapes up.
Absolutely. We definitely need to check out all the great PCN sports shows that we have on the network, including Not a Hockey Market podcast with JDM, the Nest podcast, the Rip Griffin show, who's covering the MLB draft right now, Fixed Edge, and Not Your Average podcast in the 716. And Fixed Edge will be also live this Tuesday, 8 p.m. For episode 20 of Fixed Edge. Definitely make sure to check that out when we go live. But you also need to check out episode 113 of Final Score, which will be next Sunday, 9 p.m. Eastern, here on Facebook Live. So definitely make sure to check us out. We'll be welcoming Meme God Jimmy to the show, so definitely make sure to check it out. And I know he's going to come ready to frickin' melt your faces off, hopefully with some great memes. It's going to be some great stuff. But, man, that does bring us to the end of our show. We thank you all so much for watching, and we'll definitely see you next week. Any final words, Ivan?
Oh, man, Chris, thank you so much for having me. I hope this isn't the last time. I'd love to just shoot the shit with you guys again, and hopefully we get something more permanent, hopefully in the future, or do some college football banter. Man, I hope everyone enjoyed, and man, I hope I didn't make you look too bad.
Nah, man, you did great. We loved having you on. We'll definitely have to bring you back on sometime.
Excellent, brother.
Absolutely. But we thank you guys again so much for watching. Until next time, I'm Chris, and that's Ivan, and you guys just watch Final Score. Y'all have a great night.
Have a good night, guys.
Podcast City Network.